our appetite for investment in general has contracted significantly. So whatever aspirations we may have had to grow the company beyond our current base or to diversify, those aspirations has been put on hold. It also extends to investments such as, initiating Waterberg. I think that you will find from Implats' position our appetite for initiating these investments are very, very, very low at the moment, and we will have to see a very strong price response or price improvement before that changes. In addition to that, there are a number of operations that are going to have to go through a significant change in operating strategy. Our CEO and his team in Impala Canada have been extremely proactive, and perhaps driven by the fact that they have a single commodity, palladium. But they have taken action, they've restructured, they've adopted a higher grade, shall I say, not a harvesting strategy, but so they have adopted a strategy that will see our asset in Impala Canada operating at a higher grade. The operating costs have reduced from $1,300 an ounce to $1,050 an ounce. They reduced their labor by 21%. They are currently working on plans that will see even a further reduction in operating costs. So I know that there's been quite a lot of concern about the North American palladium operations, and I think Tim and his team has done an exceptional job to give us hope in navigating through this period. But in addition to that, we are also in the process of evaluating restructuring at corporate as well as every other single operation in the group on the back of the market that we are facing. And if you look at the right-hand side, even predating restructuring, we have already seen as a consequence of a decision not to re-employ or not to recruit for non-critical positions, we have seen a 3% reduction in group labor. This does not include any restructuring other than the 200 people from Impala Canada. And if you want to look at what the implications of all of this is on the bottom right, the way to look at it is there's probably going to be a phased reduction in group output. We are going to probably, in the absence of any material change, see a drop-off of the production from Impala Canada and 30,000 ounces at Mimosa. And if you take those days, that amounts to roughly 8% of the production guidance of financial year 2024. And on top of that, and by the way, the decision at Two Rivers is not one that's taken; it's being currently evaluated. So the way to look at this is ounces that are potentially at risk. But on top of that, we are looking at previously planned expansion of 210,000 ounces, which may or may not happen. If you put it all together, it equates to roughly 14% of our internally planned production. If I put all that together and I look at the group guidance relative to what we did, I think in September, the guidance remains exactly the same, other than one item, and that is the capital expenditure, which you will see third from the bottom. So the guidance reduces from a range from 12.5 to 13.5 billion. It now has reduced to 11 to 12 billion.